top. We have to succeed in this final map. I'm looking at our bubble teams right now. I'm looking at FIFA Kill. I'm looking at Jukies. I'm looking at this Zach squad. You've got to succeed right now.
You really do, and it's too little in a moment where you thought you were going to be locked into that second place, and then things did not go your way. For Viero on your screen right now, kind of putting the works on a Tony White, sending him to the gulag this early on. It's gonna be tough, right? But we gotta look at where that zone was pulling to, Goj, and I'm nervous. For a lot of our teams that do land on the south side, it's gonna be great. But for the center of the map, that Old Town, Low Town area, things are gonna get spicy, but not before we've got to worry about the pop-off power area.
We got to watch some of our bubble teams, so we swing over to another fight as we see action galore early game. This is the last map, high risk, high reward. You're going to be seeing these crazy fights all day today. I don't care if your percentages aren't 90% chance you win the fight. I don't care if they're 80%. You got to fight, and you got to fight now. If you're down in the 20s and the 30s, you got to swing on every single team you can get your hands on. It looks like for Team Valve, that was the case, and well, it didn't pay off. All three into the gulags, all three fighting for their lives in this tournament going into the final map of the day, and well, immediately cut down, and so does their teammate lose. So it's all up to Zeit to keep this team in the lobby.
Yeah, it's tough. You come into this in 18th place. One of the squads that needs a ginormous game, but it all comes down to the wire here, and we get out. We make the great escape. Sometimes the zip play is the way to go. You love to see it.
Oh, Pink Turtle sent to the gulag as well. Again, some of these early squad wipes you see aren't full squad wipes. They do have gulags, but it is noting that all three are being sent. So if you look at a team like Pink Turtle, who we thought could maybe have a really good day today, really frustrating beginning of this map. They're not out of it, but they have to make a play right now. You're going to see Paxor on the other side of this one. Bottom of the leaderboard, no chance of making global finals, but could play spoiler. Definitely not playing spoiler to end.
Let's jump on over. We're down to that bottom right-hand side of Urzikstan Ranch. Now, we've seen zones pull there.
No.
Oh, wait a second, Goj. This is not good. You do not want to be going out in a blaze of glory right here. Looking for angles. On to Marcus and Rafix, trying to prevent the wrap from occurring. We do get Palooka and Toyor kind of back up, but Toyor, no plates. Tachi in the gulag. Things are not looking too good for this roster, but one thing that they've done is they've kind of separated themselves out and looked for that wrap, but not for Toyor. Can't make it. Palooka, you've got to get out of there.
That's 3 bubble teams, by the way. That's FIFA Kill tied with this Toyor team. Marcus's squad in about 13th place. You see Zeit's team fully eliminated, a couple teams being wiped out of this lobby, but the battle of the bubble is apparently in city right now as we send Toyor to the gulag to try to regain and get back to his team as they are running away from their opposition. Every single one of those teams needs a good game. They don't even need a banger. They just need a good game. They need a better game than the opposition they're fighting here in the early game.
Starts here by getting out of the gulag. Every one of these 1v1s matters so much, only though with the peek on that right-hand lane. Start to filter on through, a couple repositions coming in. We've got the equipment coming on out, the chow, and we clutch it to get back to Urzikstan and keep that global LAN finals dream alive.
Again, tied for 4th is Clapper and Toyor. Right behind them, FIFA Kill Squad. They're fighting each other. They've backed off now as we go to our top team. Again, this team's already made global finals. Just a matter of, frankly, who are they fighting? Not if they win. If they can take out some of these top teams that are contesting them near the top of the leaderboard, great. You're just playing spoiler. You're ruining other people's dreams. This team is like the nightmare squad. So watch out for that team in the kill feed to see who they wipe, because they've frankly already made it. Unless an act of the COD gods happens, which I can't imagine it will, well over 100 points at this point, they are safe. The team not safe, especially when you're on edge of zone without your third, is this squad right here. All eyes on Lennon and Jukies to regain and get right back into the mix. They only have 3K, not a lot of cash to go around. Hopefully they can find something to go their way this time around.
And it's tough, right? We've had actually a good chunk of circles pull towards the south that would favor their drop spot POIs. We do see them get that reset, get FIFA Kill back into the fray, but I'm honestly worried. And I'm gonna say that they haven't really been looking the best in this, but it's hard to get things moving when you know the stakes that are at play, right? These are one of the biggest names in that competitive Warzone scene for the EMEA region, and to see another potential massive titan in this space not clock into the global finals, it's scary.
It's certainly scary as we see some of the other teams rotating on edge. This is Aydan squad getting in third right now, 69 points, with a couple teams hot on their heels. A lot of more work to do, a lot of ground to make up. You cannot count your chickens before the eggs hatch, or whatever the saying is, because 69 points is not the threshold we're going to see for fourth place. It's going to be higher than that, most likely. The point sponge up top, frankly, wasn't very spongy. We're right at the metric we thought we would be at. Again, around 16 points per game. If we see 16 points from our teams tied in fourth, it'll put you at about 73-ish at the end of this one after 5. So you're not in the clear until you at least breach that, and then hopefully breach it by a mile to feel like you are clear. All quiet on at least the suburb front as tfue's team hoofs it through the suburbs, looking for any opposition.
Honestly, they're still separated. You got one that's kind of scouting forward over suburbs, and that squad that was just to their north is FIFA. If those two kind of go at it early, that could be the deciding factor. But for the squad currently sitting in third place with 69 points, they're pushing forward. You got Crystal Shots just ahead of them in King Benji, and they've already started the disengage. They're playing scared here, and that's going to allow Aydan and Hollow and Zach to really close that gap and look for a potential squad wipe.
Couple quick notes. We're going to try to shout these out as they come through. Yes, we're down to 32 of 40 teams already. Talked about it being high risk, high reward, and unfortunately, the high risk factor of that duality definitely was the case for our team Ghoul, Diablo, Infernal, Italians out of here. They fall not in the top 4. They will not be making global finals. It was close. They had a great run, but unfortunately, in the final map, it's not going to go their way. But back into the fights we go, and it's Linden pushing the equation, barrel stuffing, and grabbing an elimination, evening up the playing field here, as it really is a 2v3 as FIFA's been cut down, and they must win this.
See, it's just regain central for this roster. If you go into every fight and you lose one player, it's so tough to have to keep getting that reset, because not only does it cost you $3,000 to get them back into the game, but then you've got to make sure they buy their weapons, that they get a self-res, that we're kind of kitted out. And these are resources that you could be using on UAVs, on bunker busters, on things that are going to change the trajectory of your fight.
Yeah.
Regardless, we still do have a duo up, and with that circle continuously pulling towards the east, we're still keeping on the move. The team we heard from, Clapper, Dakar, Rocket, on your screen right now.
Yeah, looking like potentially all the way down to Manor, or frankly, I think where Team 2 is actually situated, that purple 2 you see in the south side of Farms. We've seen a circle in there several times. Likely that's where we go, but only time will tell. I think it's worth mentioning a couple other teams fully eliminated. If you're a fan of that Huncho squad, they're not making global finals. Fully eliminated. Squad 10, that's Pink Turtle, out of here. They had a great run through our stages, not able to put it together here in LCQ. Several more teams getting fully eliminated, but right now, again, the battle of the bubble as we see the team at the top rain terror on their opponents. Vehicle in the face doesn't matter. We're still alive, and, well, we're more than barely breathing. We are huffing that good oxygen.
Was that a full wipe onto that Jesus Jr. roster? Because hopefully they've got gulags. If not, done and dusted for now. And you can see Skulls running into some issues. Chow's team's pushing on to Robstar. They wipe Robstar and now have just to find 2 more. But Blade trying to go big here.
Chow in trouble, proned out in the back of the Farms, looking for an angle, does find it. How about a couple pistols to the face? 1 player left alive for the team at the top, but frankly, it doesn't matter. Way over 100 points at 112 right now, fragging, flying around, and staying alive as the rest of these teams battle for position on the leaderboard. Here comes Team 19 with the cleanup. Third parties all day, every day. That's the name of the game, especially in the final map.
And I am going to confirm that Squad 14 is a full wipe. No regain for them. They fell in outside the top 4, I believe in 8th place, albeit it was a magnificent effort, and they even had a map win. It just wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Jesus Jr. certainly an X factor, just not the X factor we needed to make it to grand finals, but a great day in the office regardless. Back to the action. We see one of our top teams, Boogs, likely already booked their ticket to the grand finals with 84.6 points and counting as they swing on a couple other teams here. Again, playing spoiler. And speaking of spoiler, it looks like Zakar in trouble. Is again, this Rocket team was tied for 4th, and they are in an utter blender, and they are running at the Reapers, the nightmare on Elm Street here in the 4th, 5th, and final map. Team 2, Purple Squad. I don't think he knows he's about to run into the Reapers of this lobby. This is not where you want to go. If he runs into this team, I don't think he gets out of here. 3v1, no chance.
Well, they've already rotated out. They left the buy station there. And you can see he's in a smoke, which is going to put up the signal for that roster to make a play. And if that wasn't enough, well, they're going to see that buyback, but not before you've got another roster, Spyro, kind of rotating on in. Now, if you can use them as cover, just kind of body block. Be like, nah, you go fight this. We're getting out because they've got a full reset here on the roof.
I don't know if I love the play to send your teammates to help. I think you leave Zakar to die, and the rest of your teammates leave. They're getting punished for it. Here comes the Reapers. They lose Rocket yet again, and Clapper, we know, doesn't have great resources, just finding anything on the ground he could use to try to fight back. This is going to be a brutal fight for the life of the tournament on the line. With Rocket down, your Poland friend is gone. It is up to Clapper and Zakar to make a play. Luckily, there's a little bit of distraction there at Team 16 if Spyro can cause some terror, but no, Clapper runs in for what? To die. Zakar, last alive again, has to run away, and he's being chased. The team at the top is playing spoiler. The team at the top is not going to let this squad make it to global finals. Zakar by himself has one isolated. It's not enough. See you later. Fully eliminated out of this lobby. We will not be seeing that team at the global finals. Just barely outside the top 4 right now.
Did they burn all their gulags? That's my only question. Maybe just one of them. Maybe one. Zakar, that is going to be the gulag for the ages against Visions on the opposing side.
Unreal. I thought they were fully out. I thought we had seen Zakar die, but he was the lone survivor. Talk about outwit, outplay, outlast. You've got to do it against Visions. You would hate to lose to a Zip right now. Gotta push the equation here. No info to his name. Doesn't know what his player is. Now he does. Shots coming down. The push. The swing. The ego. No! Zakar down out of the lobby. I hate to have to say it twice. I love the boys, but unfortunately, they will not be making global finals as we see our margins get thinner and thinner for error.
And that team will fall in 5th place. Just missing the mark. Elsewhere off screen, another full regain for the FIFA Kill Juki's Lennon roster. And this is going to be one of the Hail Mary plays that Reflections in the team were talking about. Can you imagine a LAN without them on that global final stage? I sure can't. But we've seen crazier things happen, and they happened yesterday. So what is this roster gonna do? We've got to find the angles, and Lennon, unfortunately, in a very bad spot. Doesn't have smokes, but look what the teammates do. They turn around, and they start smoking for him to allow him some space to get out of dodge and get up next to the team. But we still have to contend with this roster. But you're on the better side. You've got cover. Now, how do we make it work for you?
This is a somewhat self-isolated fight for a moment. Team 23 lurking in the shadows, but you gotta win it. You gotta win it fast. You cannot let this Team 23 make a play from distance. That's Toyor. That's one of our top teams here on the bubble, jockeying with position, and Juki's team knows it. They've gotta swing, and they gotta swing now. As much as they want to hold this team, as much as they want these kills, they are on the bubble. What they don't know is that another untimely demise by Team Rocket means the window of opportunity is just a hair more open. They've got an option to make it to global finals, but they've got to grab it by the horns, and that's what Juki's gonna do. The leash is a bit long, but this time it pays off. 1-2. Juki's gonna fall. Will he get cleaned up? No, Juki's doesn't go down. He wins the gunfight. He wins the fight. They're all 3 alive. There's one more lurking player in the distance, and Team 23, Toyor, not gonna give up position. They're free and clear for this wrap if they're smart, except they go straight back to the action. They should swing a little bit north. There's just not a ton of cover there, but they are still in this top 14, Tiff. Next position is top 10. This is the lowest amount of players we've seen at this layer of the lobby because it's high risk, high reward in the final map.
Yeah, and for now, this is going to be the biggest threat, the biggest rotation. You called it. Team Toyor is just anchored down in manner on that rooftop. We're getting a hellish rotate. We've got to cut on over to Zohor Ranch all the way towards that eastern side of Urzikstan. We've still got to cross a massive body of water. There's going to be boats. There's going to be things to do. And if you haven't already made that rotation, you better pick up all the eliminations, and Lennon, that'll open it up. Thanks to Juki's doing a ton of damage there. Maybe a 3-2-1 action, but time is of the essence. We gotta rotate. Still
edge of zone. You're right. It's a rotate from hell itself. I don't know how they're gonna make this play. Likely through the water. And I was gonna say they need info. We know they didn't have a ton of cash to utilize that fire cell to maximum efficiency and get the advanced UAV a couple circles ago. So instead, they use a recon drone to get some information and try to see how clear is our pathway forward. We still have a lurking team behind us. That Team 31 has restabilized. That's Prido back into the mix. All three alive. Likely low resources as well. The question is who goes first. And right now, it's looking like tfue making the statement. We got to go, and we got to go now. Here comes a little bit of a spoiler. Team 32, there's only 2 of them, but this could open up a third-party opportunity to Prido if they want it. I don't think this Joel squad is going to make the play. They just want to get to zone. They're going to make the wrap over the water. It's Bean and Joel's don't want any of that smoke. And frankly, that is a huge boon for Lennon, not only because he can grab knocks, but also it means the third party wasn't available to that Prido team next to them, and they get both. Lennon is shooting beams right now when they need it most. Here's the third party. It's just too late. This is a true 3v3 yet again. Can they win it again?
They have to. They just have to keep on frying. They cannot fall here. We're going for our rotate through the north, and you've got to keep an eye on that roster that's going to be sitting on the opposing side. There's 2 of them, Team Blade and then Team Hey, it's Aaron. Can you get over to them? We're still looking for more eliminations. Got to clear out the backside so we don't get mirrored on the rotate. This will be the scariest part. Juki's down, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get that self-res. Actually, you can see one player come on back on the outskirts of the gas. FIFA, gotta get back up on the feet.
This is make or break. You gotta win these. You gotta get these kills. You gotta get them right now. Toyor is still on the map, by the way. So they're jockeying with position with Toyor and Zach, and they win the gunfight. 1, 2, 3. They're low. There's only one more alive, and it's Toyo trying to make a difference. Does it? FIFA kill. Lennon's still alive, but they lose one. Look who's coming to play. Spoiler, the Reapers of the LCQ. Robstar, Vortex, and Blade. They know there's a team down there. They know there's a team they can chalk, but they say, we don't want to chalk our game. We're here for the reps. We're here to win it all and win with a massive margin. They're doing that, and because of that, they swing off of Juki's and FIFA kill. Wow, that was almost detrimental, but here's the opposite side of the coin tip. Team 23 and Team Juki's. These are the 2 teams we have to watch. 6 in the pink and this tan 23. They've got to stay alive if they want a chance to the global finals. Team Zach is right there as well in the mix. The problem is Toyor's team is not relenting. They will not fall.
Wait, yeah, they're not going to. Okay, so now we've got to push through the ranch area. We're getting deeper into it, and there's a lot of obstacles that we have to maneuver around, which we can use for cover, but all of these are wall bangable, so you don't want to make a lot of noise. We have to be sneaky to get into some actual real cover. But in that feed, Palooka goes down, and this is where things are going to be so tough for this Palooka roster because they found themselves in 5th place. Team Zach still holding on, but FIFA Kill have leapfrogged into that top 3 position. So we've got to keep our eyes on 23 because they have to get into that building. And look at where Pro Urzin's squad has taken high ground, and they've got all the angles onto this roster.
Talk about spoiler, Pro Urzin coming out of nowhere and frying this team, opening up the window of opportunity for the other squads. Toyor out of here, full wipe by the Reapers, coming in for the third party. Team at the top making a statement. Down goes one of our bubble teams outside of top 5. That could mean Toyor doesn't make because of it. There's still a lot of math to be done, but what we do know is this: 2 more teams on the bubble. Team Zach right now in 4th, still alive. That's your team number 1 coming in seated 1st, and then this team right here, they both make god rotations. They battled through adversity, and they still have a chance to make global finals. 2 teams at the top. We've got 4 of our top 4 teams right now still in this lobby, with Boogs and Blade still playing spoiler to some of their opposition. They want it all, and they want it all right now. As off screen, we're seeing Zach falling to Vortex, Robstar. They're trading out out left, right, and center with the second team as well with Binzy and Stukex. It's a battle of Warzone's finest. It's a battle of the EMEA LCQ gods. And right now, Vortex finally falls. The team at the top cut down. Opportunity knocks, folks. Who's getting the 2x multiplier? Who's booking their ticket to the grand finals?
The 1.8 is going to do wonders for the roster on your screen. Now down to a duo, but look at that circle pull. So you'd probably see that the squad on the roof is going to maybe wait if they can. And FIFA and Lennon might look to hit a rotation a bit early. Stukex, Bagel, Benzi, they've got the farthest to go. However, they are the current most safe in terms of that leaderboard.
Team Zach needs this. They've got to secure their spot. They've likely made it, but they got to make sure right now, if you win this map, you're going to grand finals no matter what. Look at our final four teams. It's first, second, third, and our overall live standings leaderboard that is completely and utterly unofficial right now. Watch out for that as we see our teams continue to dwindle and Zach rather in trouble. Aydan last alive for his team. You cannot leave anything up to chance. You cannot leave it up to map. You've got to secure the 2x to make sure. And Bagel is coming in to play spoiler, currently in second place, 88.8 points, looking really strong. All three alive and split from his team. As on the opposite side, Pro Urzen being cut down by Stukex. Lennon coming in for a little bit of the mix. How about 16, 17 kills for Lennon and FIFA kill? Not only spoiler, they look for the win. They look to make grand finals. Here's the push.
Okay.
RPD goes down. How about a snap from Lennon? How about a beam from Lennon? How about another? Can't find it. Unfortunately, finally falls. But a monster effort. Boogs on top in first. But I can only imagine we're going to be seeing FIFA kill and Lennon after a monstrous rap, a monstrous effort, and a ton of kills. We should be seeing them in the grand finals with 18 eliminations in the final map.
But a beautiful win there by Boogs, Benzi, and Stukex. And for a moment there, it did look like it would go the way of Team FIFA Kill. But this squad, they really separated themselves out, kind of leaving one to remain on that high ground, to take all of those angles and be a distraction. And albeit a well-needed victory, because when everything comes down to that final map of the day, it's almost a wild card in itself. Now we've just got to figure out our four teams, locking it in for the Global LAN Finals.
So drastically different from yesterday as we watch this final stand moment. Again, you've got some of your top teams plus Pro Urzen in the final map. The thing is, that Blade team, they fell at around 5th, 6th. The team at the top, they had 24 kills in that map. They were playing spoiler across the entire map to any team that had any dream of making the grand finals. But Tiff, break down this final fight, because this Bagel, Boogs, and Stukex team, welcome back and welcome home, Binzy. My goodness, what a win.
Yeah, you gotta look at Stukex, right? Just kind of going out into the gas. You see that map with, like, going around FIFA. He PRDs to the roof around and effectively trades spaces with that Pro Urzen squad. He gets knocked, but that's where all these self-reses start to come into play. And I get Sharpie wants to bring in the LTV and just full send, but you eventually just fall towards that FIFA kill roster. FIFA down on the ground, and it's Lennon trying to make that final stand. You re-knock Stukex and kind of turn it back to Bagel, but now I want to hear from the players themselves. Let's run back that victory moment.
Weak alive. Nice, get those balls. Oh, Jesus. We won. Let's go. Good shit, bro.
Oh, fuck me, bro.
Bro, I just did the nicest play, but I had the worst timing ever, bro. Right when I run up to PBS.
Hey, no Selly, because they know they made it. They just added insult to injury. I respect it from the boys. They're feeling good with their new team, and it paid off. Second place likely overall, especially with that 2x multiplier at the end. But all eyes are on the admins and the map behind the scenes. I know I saw some celebration from that FIFA kill squad. I'm not trying to play spoiler here, but I think everybody knows 18 kills from that trio and a 1.8x. I can only imagine books their ticket to the grand finals. The biggest question mark is down in that 4th place position. Who gets 3rd? Who gets 4th?